Hello! I'm alive. I'm back. It's been a week, maybe? Blech, my face is already breaking. How are you? Hello, Viet Beast. Hello, Blanket. Both of you here before I started. I don't know how early you guys got here, but hello, hello. Um, howdy do. Hi, Raylu. How are you? Yeah. Let me put some music on. I'm just gonna keep drawing what I was drawing last time, which was additional trading cards for/from the wedding. They were the ones that I wanted to have by the wedding, but then I didn't, so I don't know, maybe we'll make them like either super exclusive or we'll just throw them in with thank you cards. I haven't decided yet. Kai and I are still trying to decide if we want to send them out with thank you cards for people or if we want to just like keep them for ourselves. But I think it would be cool to give them as in thank you cards because hopefully it turns out well. Also, very unrelated, but I realized that my computer, like the clock, is like 14 seconds faster than my phone. So I was like, it's not important, but I usually try to start like right on the minute or hour or half hour. And then I was like, wait, one of these is earlier than the other. It's not that important, and I know I've missed it a lot of times, but yeah. Anyways, let's unhide this. If I can remember what button I'm supposed to press. Ta-da. Yeah, this is where we left off last time. Also, I left that little photo of Vanilla Mochi from the wedding in the corner because I think it's funny. Oh, also, thank you first to Susana Amano for the follow not too long ago. Fun fact, I made an emote for her quite a while ago, and I think she's actually trying to start a small VTuber group called Vita Mini, I think. Yeah, I saw that on Twitter recently, so I think that's very interesting. Very cool, very cool. Yeah. I would like to get as much of this done as possible, which I said last time, but I feel like I always get distracted and start talking and then it spirals, but we'll see. Also, one thing that I have not gotten to, which maybe I'll start with because it's going to make me miserable, is the hands. I also meant to save some reference pictures, but I didn't, so we're just going to wing it, maybe pull some up on my phone, and we'll see where this goes. But if I remember correctly, I think Kai had his hand on top. I don't know if that's like the best thing to, or if I should like flip it. But I feel like this makes sense. Like, you know, knuckles-ish. He's holding my hand, and then maybe his thumb. Well, his thumb would probably go under. And then I think my hand. Well, actually, okay. I had it like this, but then my fingers, let's put this in a different color, were kind of like face up. So I was like his hand in mine, if that makes sense, except my fingers were like squished. Something like that. So like, there's kind of my hand, except it would be a little bit more like there. I don't know. Let's see how this looks. See how we can get this to work. That's not too bad so far. Like, something like that. You know what else? And I can always add this later. We had bubbles. We had a bubble exit at the wedding, so I wanna have bubbles floating around. We can figure that out later too, though. I'll just throw some on the page. Bubble, bubble, bubbles. I think we can do this in a way that has some like depth or whatever, just floating around. Maybe this one should be a little more blue. There's not many on Kai's card if I do it like that. Put another one like maybe a little one. Anyways, it in and I'm already distracted. Hi, Bacon. How are you? I'm good. Hope your day is going well. Your day, week, month, year. Year's almost over. Not quite, but like we're in that last like home stretch right before the holidays, and I feel like this is the time in the year where everything starts getting really, really fast. You know what was really random though? I don't know if it's because of a couple TikToks I came across, but like it's October and I already have the urge to listen to Christmas music. Like last year, it got to Christmas season and I wasn't even in the mood to listen to Christmas music during the holiday season. But it's October. Not only October, it's like still like we're just getting into the second week of October and I'm in the mood to listen to Christmas music. It's good. Just been playing Sonic Racing Crosswords. Sonic Racing Crosswords. That sounds fun. Crosswords are fun. There was a wedding we attended recently that they had like a couple like kind of like a get to know the couple crossword where they have like a board and people can like fill it out and it has questions like, oh, like where was the couple's first date, or how long have they known each other, or I meant crosswords. Okay, that made more sense. I wasn't sure. I was like, I'm not super familiar with Sonic games. How would a racing crossword, like, I guess you could do like timed crosswords and call it racing. Imagine a racing game like that. Although I feel like people who like racing games don't overlap a whole lot with people who like crosswords. Not to generalize though, I'm sure there's people who enjoy both. That sounds sweet. It was, yeah. And especially for like if you have guests that don't know the couple super well, I think it's very fun for them to see too. Maybe it wouldn't have been a bad idea for our wedding considering how many extended family members we had there. Would have been a cool, fun way to get people engaged. But I also, yeah, I don't mind not having that. I was looking back at the photo booth photos though, and I was like, wow, there's a whole section of people that I've never seen in my life. Such as the things that happen when you have a big old family where everyone's still super close. My mom's cousins and stuff, my dad's cousins were there. And I know a lot of them, but like, not super duper well. I'm like, I said I was gonna do the hands, and here I am focusing on the bubbles that I most likely will change anyways. Okay, whatever. We'll come back to that. I'm thinking I draw Kai's fingers minus the thumb first. Because let's see, his hands like this. That hand is also where I have my jade, which makes me wonder if I should like flip this. And even though when we walked he had his hand on top, maybe I'll put my hand on top and I can have the jade. Because I think it would be a cool thing to include. The jade was from my grandma, and she is no longer with us, so she was not physically at the wedding, but I think I would like to include the jade on here, so I think I am going to flip the hands. In which case, we'll go this way. Let's see, my hand looks like this. I'm like looking at my hands. Let's see, if I'm like this. Granted, if I go the other way, I can draw my nails too, which I got done for the wedding, but I think I would rather have the jade. Let's see, my knuckles are like, my knuckles would be here, so then the fingers would be like here, but it wouldn't be like the whole finger. It would just be there, and then it bends around his hand. 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers. I feel like I'll just skip the thumb. This hand can come up to here. This is not as bad as I thought it would be. I was like dreading it last stream. One thing that has made me a little bit better with fingers is like realizing that like I have a tendency to make them too pointy. So now when I'm drawing fingers, I'm like, okay, make them slightly rounder than I think they need to be, and then it'll work out. There's trust the process, and there's just assume your process is wrong and overcompensate. And I think that's where I am with hands. How does that look? Not bad, actually. I feel like his hand needs to be bigger, but that's not so bad. Can erase a little bit of this. Probably get rid of that. Somehow his fingers seem too dainty. But like also when he's holding my hand, I feel like I guess it kind of goes up to like that second knuckle. I say him, but I'm using my own hand as a reference. I'm just looking down at my hand when I'm holding it. It's like this. Oops. Yeah, Kai's at a Gundam event today. Yeah, he took a bit of a break from it because we had all the wedding stuff going on, but now he's like getting back into the swing of things, which is very exciting. When I draw in my sketchbook, I trust how it's gonna look. Like, it doesn't look right, then I keep drawing, and then it'll look good in the end. That's how I am for most things, I think. Because sometimes I get too frustrated, and after a while, I'm like, you know what? I think it'll turn out. I think I'm just... Because there's always the point where, like, you've been looking at it too long, so you're, like, way too critical about it. And I feel like it's really easy to get to that point when you've been staring at a drawing for too long. So I totally get that. Yeah, I know the struggle. Sometimes you have to trust the process. Kai doesn't like that term for some reason. Like, he hears trust the process. He's like, no, I don't like that. But I'm like, maybe that just means you gotta trust the process more. Okay, I feel like this is his right hand, which means his watch was on this hand. I don't know if I like how much of the wrist is shown though. I could just move all of this up a little bit. Maybe just turn it. I don't know, I think maybe just like this. That probably works. Let's trust that and then just line it. In which case maybe... Here, I'll draw my hand first. That's what I'll do. Order of operations. There's some characters I keep drawing over and over again, and now I'm used to drawing them. Yeah, I was like that. I think in middle school was when I started like actually trying to like draw specific characters instead of like just kind of generically sketching and doodling things. And the one I latched onto for, well, I know what reason, but the one I latched onto was actually SpongeBob, because I had this teacher. It was my 6th grade math teacher, and she had a classroom full of SpongeBob things. Like, we called her the SpongeBob teacher. Apparently years before us, she was known as the Scooby-Doo teacher, and basically what that meant was, like, for us as the SpongeBob teacher, her classroom was full of everything SpongeBob, like SpongeBob posters, SpongeBob trinkets, and then like students would know her as the SpongeBob teacher and like give her SpongeBob things like SpongeBob erasers, SpongeBob like pencil sharpeners, to the point where the annual like first day of school tradition was to have her students go around her classroom and try to count how many SpongeBobs she had in her classroom. I don't remember how many she actually ended up having, but it was quite a bit. And so because in math class I was surrounded by SpongeBob, I had a lot of references. So I started learning to draw SpongeBob, and it's like every day at some point during math class I would draw a picture of SpongeBob, until I was able to draw him pretty well from memory, which you're probably thinking like, oh, SpongeBob's pretty easy, he's a sponge, it's basically a square. But I knew, like, I don't know if I could tell you now, but like I knew how many curves around like each edge SpongeBob had, and I knew exactly where all the holes on SpongeBob were, which sounds really weird to say out loud, and it, even at the time, I acknowledged that I would be like, oh, I know where all SpongeBob's holes are. I don't think I would go around saying that now, but when you're in middle school, that's a funny thing to say. Yeah, so SpongeBob was my thing. I don't remember if it was before or after that I drew Mickey Mouse a lot. I think the first time I tried to draw him from memory, I couldn't remember whether he had eyebrows, like visible eyebrows. So I have a drawing of Mickey Mouse, I think it's still at my parents' house, where I gave him like really thick eyebrows, and it's a little bit scary. I actually drew SpongeBob a while back. I drew him and Cream the Rabbit based on SpongeBob being in Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Ooh, that sounds cool. Yeah, what else? I had a drawing book, one of those like, oh, how to draw, like, I think generically, like how to draw things, and they had like different categories and chapters for like fantasy creatures, real creatures, still life, whatever. Pretty sure it was like aimed towards kids, but there were a few things in there where I would try different ways of drawing it. Like I would try following the instructions, I would try doing it based on just the picture, and then that was also kind of how I gradually started figuring out how I like to draw. Because I think if I went back to it, I would probably internalize maybe like the actual steps a little more. But I don't know, I kind of went back and forth on like, oh, do I want to follow the instructions today, or do I want to just like wing it? So there were things like, there was like a dragon or like a sea serpent in there that I drew a lot in my free time. And by free time, I mean in the middle of class when class was boring, if you call that free time. That, and then there was this dog that I drew all the time. It was like a very cartoonish dog, and like I made like little handmade stickers of him and everything, just for fun, like literally with like double-sided Scotch tape and stuff. And I think I went to art camp after 8th grade, like for summer camp. And they had like a clay making class, and I recreated that dog that I would always drew, but in clay form. I drew Minnie Mouse before I drew her as a Sonic character by mistake, but ended up liking the result. Honestly, that's how like some of the best art happens, is like you're trying to do one thing, you end up with something else, but you're like, oh, you know what? That was a happy accident. To quote Bob Ross, we don't make mistakes, just happy accidents. Okay, now that I'm looking at this, I feel like his fingers are too wide. I feel like right there is probably a better... But also the length of the finger, or the width of the fingers, is so inconsistent. It's the nice thing about digital drawing, is you can kind of keep just tinkering with it until it looks good enough. Let's see, if I go like this, because your fingers are different lengths, but when you're holding someone's hand like this, they kind of land pretty close to each other. I also feel like, though, that they should like physically be close together. Like kind of squished. Because when you're holding it, like your fingers kind of squish, because like my thumb would technically be under here somewhere. So his fingers get kind of smushed. like not uncomfortably smushed, but like I'm looking at the photos and my fingers are definitely like bunched up. I forgot there's a fourth finger to worry about. Like this. Okay, pinky still comes up pretty short. How are we looking here? That might work. Should I just connect it? Should I just go like this? Or is that weird? I don't know if I like that. Let's go without that, and then maybe when we color it, we can decide. That might work. That might be okay. So that's on top of that hand, and then underneath that hand we kind of want like sort of the palm and then the wrist a little bit. So Kai's, like, our best man got Kai a watch, and it's engraved with our initials and our wedding date, which is really, really cute. But I remember when he was trying to get it for Kai, he was texting me, he was like, hey, can you get Kai's wrist size, like how, like the circumference of his wrist? And I was like, oh yeah, sure, like I'll try to measure it when he's sleeping or something, right? The problem with that is Kai goes to sleep at ungodly hours, and I am the opposite, where I'm like, I need my sleep. So for like a few days I was like trying to find a time when he was like napping, or like try to tell myself I would wake up when he gets in bed, which obviously did not happen. So one day I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna just go up to him and put my hand around his wrist and see if he says anything, and then I'll just like remember where it is on my hand. And so I went up to him, and I didn't even have to say anything. He just started a conversation about who knows what. He just starts yapping, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then as he's talking, I just grab his hand. I just straight up wrap my fingers around his wrist as he's talking. He's so engrossed in whatever he's talking about that he didn't even notice. I was like, okay, cool. And he's like mid-sentence, and I'm like, be right back. I run to the other room, so I don't remember how far around my wrist it was, and I measure it on like a ruler. Again, no questions. And I was like, wait, let me double check. So then I went back and did the same thing, and I think I did that like 3 separate times, where we start a conversation, I just grab his hand, and then I run before the conversation is over just to measure it. He never suspected a thing. It was crazy. Super sleuth. Sometimes you can just hide in plain sight. He had no clue. Drawing the same thing for a 3rd time. Oops, sorry. Ignore that. It's my alarm going off. It's the most janky looking hands ever, but it's fine. Yeah, we do want to reprint some more of the trading cards, especially for people who didn't get many, but also we have people who are interested in completing the set. I was like, we should have like card like tournaments or something, and then people can win more packs. That sounds too complicated though. I told Kai, like, get the guys together and then have some kind of tournament. Winner gets extra packs. Me, yeah, you. I want the full set. My aunt was saying like, oh, I think one of the like one of her girls was saying she might have a full set, but I don't know if she actually does, but I know between my cousins, they probably have theirs, their parents, and their grandparents' cards. So they probably just got them all together, and I feel like all the kids were probably trading too, because they were hanging out a lot during the wedding. So I would not be surprised, because that's how many cards. If each pack had like 5 cards, there's like 10 between the 2 girls, plus another 10 from each of their parents if they put them all together, and then another 10 from their grandparents. So that's 30 cards, and we have, I think, 14 different ones. So I feel like I still have to be pretty lucky, but yeah. Where's... I don't label anything. I just guess where the layers are. Okay. Got that. Oh, the whole point was I wanted my jade. Oh, that's perfect, because I was like, how do I split this layer? I might just have to, like, you know, clip a mask to it if I'm coloring the line art, but I can cover that with my jade. That's awful. I mentioned earlier that the jade used to be my grandma's. Something that I find so interesting is that sometimes people will try to, I don't think make fun of me is the right word, but the jade that I have has like a little bit of a brown spot, and I have a couple cousins, who also have their own jades, but a lot of them like kind of pick theirs out as adults, and so they got like pretty ones, if that makes sense. Like they specifically got like really clean looking, like very green ones or whatnot. And so one of my cousins one time was like, oh, like, how come yours looks like that, but like in kind of like a snarky way. They were like, oh, yours has like a brown spot on it compared to mine. Mine is like this nice, like, hers is like a lavender color, which I will say is really pretty. And so sometimes I'll get comments like that where they're like, oh, yours almost looks like it's dirty, and then I'll be like, oh, I think it looks nice. It was my grandma's. And then they're like, oh, as soon as you bring up that it was grandma's jade, they shut right up. But I legitimately do think it's very pretty, because it's got like, it's like a really light color, but it has like patches of like darker green and then like kind of like a brownish spots, and I actually think it looks very nice. Maybe I'm just kind of attached to it too. Like I probably am very biased, but it's the jade that I'm used to seeing her wear for as long as I could remember. And then same with my dad. My dad's always like, oh yeah, I always recognize it as grandma's jade when I see the little spots. So I think it's special. But I always love the switch up when I bring up that it's my grandma's, and then they're like, oh, that's actually pretty nice. That's yeah. And I'm like, yep. Just pretend you weren't shitting on it a second ago. erase a bunch of this, or at least part of it here. Erase there, and here. Alright. Beautiful. All the colors. Erase these. Maybe I should look at this as a full picture first. I also got to add a lot of detail to my dress, but for now, this, and then down here we can also erase this. Did I make my fingers look too fat? No, that's fine. I should probably give him fingernails though. I should have fingernails. Coming along. Even though it probably looks very similar to how it looked before, but it's got hands now. There's some fingernails on here. Maybe a smaller. I got a manicure before the wedding too. I think we also both got manicures before we had our engagement shoot, but I think the older generation was very surprised that he got a manicure. But I was like, if they take detail shots of the rings and stuff, like, may as well make your cuticles nice. Which is funny because I actually don't think we got too many ring detail shots. Like, they got one of my hands when like they had us like hug, and my hand's like on his shoulder, and I think they got a shot like that. But I actually don't know. The day kind of was a blur, and I was kind of just rolling with the punches, right? So I was trying not to like worry too much about stuff like that, but I actually don't know if they got close-ups of Kai's hand. That's okay. That's probably look kind of weird, but whatever. Yeah, I guess we'll take this and also color his hand here. Could do mine too, but we'll just do that separately. Our skin tone's basically the same-ish, or like close enough, I think. Like, not different enough for me to like pick a different color for it. There's that. Maybe I'll take a look at my dress. Should I just send myself the reference picture and just put it up on my screen? That way I don't have to like break my model when I use my phone to look at it. Maybe. It's funny, the picture that I pulled up too, it's like, so there's bubbles, right? Because we had that bubble exit, and there's a bubble like right on my nose right here. Just you. So it looks like a little clown nose. Like, I have the general idea of my dress, obviously. Like, obviously I know what it looks like, but I'm like, maybe I should send a picture to my computer to pull up. Where's a good picture? Which one do I want to send? Oh, this is us kissing. All the photos we have so far are like photos taken by people like on their phones and stuff, which we were kind of trying to lean away from, but things happen. People take pictures anyways. Yeah, our photographer is not gonna get photos back to us for a minute, for a few weeks, maybe a little more than a few. Where's a good picture? Because I also don't want to like put the faces of anyone who doesn't want their face on stream. Maybe I'll look at it during break. Next, when I take a break, I'll probably take a break on the hour, because then that'll be a good time to also run the next set of required ads. In the meantime, where's the other picture I had? Yeah, I'll just look at this for now. Or do I want to... You know what, how about this? I'll start throwing colors onto here, and then during the break I will get the photo situation figured out, get that to my computer, and then we don't have to waste any valuable time for that, and then ads can be running, nothing exciting will be happening on stream, and life will be good. No one will miss things. Yeah, let's just... Sounds like a plan. I had a gymnastics teacher when I was in like elementary school who always said that. She'd be like, sounds like a plan. Like, I thought of it like her catchphrase, also because I don't think I knew anyone else who really used that. But nowadays, I feel like I say it a lot. Her name was Mickey. I always thought she looked like super mature too. Not like old, but just like she had a very mature face. And looking back, because I was in like kindergarten, first grade when I took gymnastics, like she very easily could have been like a high school or college student. Break time. Hi Lee, welcome in. You drew a Psyduck. Break time. Okay, I'll honor that, and I'll take that break to send a picture over to my phone to use, or to the computer to use as a reference. Thank you for redeeming break time. Everyone else take a break. Let me throw a timer up here. I think I can do this in like... You know what? May as well just take a 10-minute break. Why not? Because I should probably get some water too. So 10-minute break. I will send... You know what? Let me finish filling this in first, actually. And then we'll take a break, and I'll do what I gotta do. Here, just go like that for now. I'll fill in the rest. Okay. Give me 1 second. Alright, see you in a minute. I will probably run ads during this time too, so this is a good time to use the bathroom, get some water if you need it. I'm back and I threw that picture up there. I think it's big enough for me to see from my computer. Anywho, I know the timer's still going, but I'm just gonna shake it off one more time. I'll probably fill in the other half of this face that I interrupted myself with earlier. It almost like looks like it worked, like it looks intentional because of that little like thing by the nose. It totally wasn't, but I can pretend it was. I was while we were on that break, you know, I got up, stretched my legs a little bit, had a little bit of water, and then I opened up Twitter and saw this really cute video of this penguin who was like having a grand old time with a bunch of bubbles. It was like a whole bubble party, and he's just running around jumping and stuff, and I'm like, that is the happiest penguin I've ever seen. It was so cute. So I had a good break. That lifted my mood quite a bit. I can lock in. I'll probably just color this part and then maybe start trying to get some stuff onto the dress because I'm not 100% sure how I want to do it. But we'll figure that out. It's part of the process. Throw stuff on the page, see what works. Oh my gosh, of course, right when I do that, my family's trying to FaceTime. Okay, give me a second. Hello. Hang on. I think I'm good to unmute now. All right. Yeah, Kai's on the phone with my sister now, but he was also talking about Thanksgiving, and I was like, that sounds like very easily share things that don't need to be shared territory. Yeah, there's so many details on this. I know it doesn't need to be super accurate, but I also realized the picture that I picked is covered by the flowers, so it's kind of a terrible reference, but we're gonna work with it anyways. We'll do what we can. It'll be fine. It'll be good. Very therapeutic, I think. I think it'll look good in the end. There's a few leaves that like peek out from the top, not like a whole lot. Yeah, I thought it looked nice because our venue also has like the willow trees and stuff, so I was like, I think it'll look cute. Not cute. I don't think cute's the right word, but cute little nod to it, I guess. One of my close friends growing up, the house that she used to live in had a big old willow tree in the back, and that was kind of part of how that and like there were a bunch of willow trees around my elementary school, and that was always how we kind of measured how tall we were getting, was see how high we could jump up and touch on the willow tree. Oh, also I did tell Kai that you need to play Fortnite, and he said true. I realized I didn't respond to that, but yeah, I don't know if he's gonna hop on today, but we'll see. But he said true, so he agrees. There's a lot of like different size leaves too. Feels a little too directional. I almost feel like maybe this one can just go like this. Because it's not like it all comes from the same. Well, let me find another picture. I really should have picked a better reference picture, but it is what it is. Come on. I also feel like I'm not particularly like making a good face in a lot of the pictures where my dress is showing, at least out of the ones that I have right now. So let's see. Well, you know what I could look at? No, not that one. I need a picture, not a video. Yeah. I guess this one works. Yeah, like it's kind of crisscrossy a little bit. Like over here, maybe this one can kind of cross over it. It does kind of feel like it goes like. But then like around here, there's like a separate, maybe on a different layer. I'll do something like this for now. Like you can see where the top ends and the skirt begins. We'll fill it in after. Back to like white. I don't know if you can see the difference on here anyways, but it's okay. You know what, maybe I'll switch to the PNG so that I can actually see, like look at things on my phone too. PNG Sammy today. Okay, let's see. There's like a little bunchy cluster of something here. It's like mostly leaves, but it does have some flowers on it. Trying to trust the process. I hope the process trusts me. This one's another one where it's like a whole bunch of little leaves kind of lined up. Hello, hi Squish. I think I called you Squish last time. Hi Squish, how are you? Welcome in. I haven't seen you in a while. Granted, I haven't seen a lot of people in a while because I kind of took a bit of a break to get married, but I hope you're doing well. Sorry, I hesitated on your name because like I feel like I forgot how to read for a second. How's life? How have you been this whole last month? It's been at least a month since I was like streaming regularly because of the wedding, but hope life is treating you good. I'm working on some. We previously did a bunch of wedding trading cards, which we had as wedding favors, and they were a huge hit. So I'm doing 2 final cards, which are me and my now husband in our wedding attire. Granted, there's way too many details on my dress, so I'm gonna hope that I'm doing it justice. Yeah, I've been absolutely suffering, but it's all good in the long term. Like school suffering, or is it like life is just kicking you in the butt? Which I guess if it's school, that's kind of the same thing. But I hope things work out for the better. School suffering is awful, so if it's that, I feel that. I mean, I guess any kind of suffering is awful if you think about it. But it's like they say, and everything that's, if you're struggling now, it'll make you stronger in the long run. Man, this is just turning into a big white glob, but I don't want to make too many extra layers. I think this will be good for blocking out the shapes at least, and then I can like add more details if I need to. Ad break. Oh, that was a terrible time for an ad break. I saw the timer earlier too, and I didn't expect that to interrupt anything. Yeah, school, 18 credits, independent research, and 2 clubs. I have 0 free time, like doing homework on the bus, no free time. Oh no. Yeah, 18 credits is no walk in the park. I have to agree with you there. Good luck. I forget, are you in like university, or are you I'm gonna guess university if you're counting by credits, because I feel like most high schools, at least American high schools, don't really count by credits. I mean, they do, but like most students don't really recognize it as credits. But you can do it. What are you studying, if you don't mind my asking? Yeah, and it's probably, I guess depending on what system you're on, probably gonna get into like midterms and stuff soon too. Is that an October thing? I think our school had started having midterms. I mean, my school was on a quarter system, so it felt like there were always midterms. Like sometimes we would have week 3 midterms. It was crazy. I also just realized you're probably in an ad right now, so I'll ask when you come back. Yeah, let me know. Oh wait, I can unpin this now. I'm not muted anymore. Unpin this message. There we go. Ads are wrapping up. Awesome. Are you still in ads? Let me know if you're back. But yeah, hopefully school's going well. What are you studying? Independent research is fun when you have the time, but when you're like crowded with stuff, it gets so overwhelming. I didn't do much independent research. I did a lot of like I don't know if group research is right, but I participated in a lot of like research stuff when I was in school. And I definitely think I would have enjoyed it much more if I could just like completely focus on it. But there's too many things to focus on when you're in school, I think. Clubs are fun too. I remember I was an officer for, I think, only one club in college, but there was a girl who was also an officer in that same club, and she was like your classic like overachiever, but not in the sense that she like committed herself fully to a whole lot of things. It was more like you could tell she was like beefing up her resume by trying to be an officer in as many clubs as she could, but at the same time, the clubs that she was in, like, she wasn't always super active in, so a lot of her roles, even though she technically had the title, she like didn't really do much for it. Back from ads. Welcome back. Yeah, so how's school and stuff? Like, what are you studying, if you don't mind my asking? You don't have to answer that if you don't want. I hope all of it works out. Clubs and stuff are no joke, and 18 credits is like a full schedule right there, I think. I don't think I ever went past 18. I don't even know if I went past 17. I think I might have had like 1 or 2 quarters where I had 18, but yeah, I know a lot of people like warn you to like, oh, keep it around 16, give or take, and then like I don't know. Sometimes there's just too many things you want to get involved into. Like, I went to a lot of clubs and stuff. I was only an active officer in one, but I'm in aerospace undergrad, but going for my PhD. Ooh, I knew a guy in aerospace. Funny enough, he did aerospace, and he took his time getting through school and like graduating and stuff. But he actually, while he was in school, discovered a passion for like cooking and stuff. So he works at a restaurant now, like I think as a chef. He worked at a really nice restaurant shortly after college, I think. And like one of the drinks that he used to like do a lot of like mixed drinks and stuff in the dorm. And one of the drinks he used to make for everyone got added to the menu of the restaurant he was working at, which I thought was super cool. Especially because like we went to the restaurant one time to like kind of visit, I guess, and like we were like, oh my gosh, we've seen this, we know this drink, this is what he was like making in college. Yeah, aerospace is a tough one. I think most of the people I knew in aerospace switched out, except that one friend that I told you about. He actually switched out of my major into aerospace because I was civil. I did civil engineering, which I think a lot of people kind of sometimes pick not really knowing what it is. So we have a pretty large transferring out rate, I think, which is fine. I mean, that's what college is for, right? Figuring out what you want to do. I don't think I'd be able to do aerospace. I wouldn't trust myself to do aerospace. But I have a lot of respect for people who do. I remember when I was in school, I also considered B-Med. B-Med seemed fun. I should finish my PhD and bachelor's, only like 20k in debt. Starting pay is like 130k with like bonuses in the 50k range for research projects. Yeah, that's good. That's one benefit of like, yeah, I get what you mean now, where it's like suffering right now, but it'll be worth it later on. Yeah, school is not easy and not cheap. One of my coworkers is he finished his bachelor's not too long ago, and I believe he's trying to go back and continue his education. I don't think I could go back to school. Once I got out of school, I was like, man, I cannot picture myself going back to like studying and doing homework regularly while working. It would be too much for me. I'm really struggling to decide whether I like the direction this is going. I'm trying to make the leaves all look a little different, but it's all looking pretty the same. Ah! Okay, definitely. Oh. Why did I make that second layer? Whatever. I'm learning about quantum computers for research. I want to be a part of, or research I want to be a part of, but it's so unintuitive, I'm losing my mind. Yeah, that's what I like about my field, is like a lot of it is pretty intuitive. Granted, a lot of it is building your intuition for these kinds of things. Like, you kind of have to still have a lot of experience to develop your intuition. But once you, like, see it, like, everything starts being very straightforward, I think. Which probably is true for most fields, but I think, like, I tell people I don't think what I do is hard, but it does take time to get to the level that, or get to a high level of it. I guess you could say that about customer service too. Like, it's technically an easy job, but you have to develop patience for it. Patience for people, figure out how, like, I feel like people don't really appreciate how much you have to understand how to work with people. I'm taking statics right now, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, statics was a fun one. You know what I didn't like was dynamics, which is why I don't think I would have done well in aerospace. But yeah, statics was nice. My teacher was very fun. I did struggle with it at the time, but looking back, I'm like, man, that was definitely on the easier side of, like, coursework I had. Dynamics, when everything, as a civil engineer, when things start moving, that's when it's scary, because the whole point is you don't want things to move. But I understand why we had to take dynamics, because it's like you have to understand motion to understand how to either avoid motion or make sure things respond to motion well. Hi, Kai.
She just bit it!
Where did you put it?
It was on the bookshelf!
Oh. For context, Kai got a vinyl.
A tour exclusive!
A tour exclusive vinyl when we went to see Levare, and Cassie bit it. We need, like, a box for it or something, like somewhere to put it. I'm sorry. That's unfortunate. Dang. Those things are, yeah, but man, that sucks. As you can tell, Kai's a bit in shambles, but he's trying to move on from it. I'm so excited for dynamics. Yeah, I think if you enjoy what you're learning right now, dynamics will be a fun one. I will admit I took dynamics twice because I did not pass it the first time. Granted, I don't know. I feel like it might have also been the professor too. Like, a big part of learning is also meshing with the people teaching you. I didn't have a terrible experience with that particular professor, but yeah, I think the second time around things made a lot more sense for me. Man, we hired a live painter for the wedding, and I'm feeling for her now that I'm drawing the dress, which I knew I would. I love the details, but at the same time, drawing these details is a pain. Details that are gonna be really teeny tiny anyway, so it's like, is anyone gonna see these? I don't know. Because at the end of the day, it's a white dress. Okay, let me turn this down a little bit so I can see. I think down here is gonna be a little bit easier to... this gonna be like small. We'll see. I need to maintain a 3.75 GPA or better. It's gonna be the end of me. Dang, for one of your clubs or for your research, or what's the GPA requirement for? If I have a wedding, I will definitely want a live painter. Yeah, we actually, Kai was very adamant about the painter, which I was too. I don't know if I would say I was adamant, but I had seen a lot of live wedding painters, so I understood where he was coming from. And we actually booked her maybe even before the venue, or like right after we did the venue, maybe, if anything. But this particular one we booked as soon as her 2025 waitlist came up. And she actually just did like a training thingy to kind of get better and more efficient at like some of her portrait work too, right before our wedding. So I was like, nice. She's got a little more training stuff under her belt, which is really exciting. I love watching her like videos and stuff too. Yeah, and like as much as I like have seen so much of her work, like, because she posted it online, it's so different to see it and be like, wow, that's us. Like, I am in that. Like, it felt surreal looking at it and being like, I recognize myself in that painting. I can easily see this turning into an off-stream thing, but it's also such an easy-ish thing, like an easy mindless thing, that I'll probably just keep doing it on stream. Maybe I'll stream tomorrow too. For the PhD program, because I'm gonna do a direct to PhD program, basically skipping my master's. Oh, nice. So almost like a blended program. I know a lot of schools do blended programs for bachelor's into master's, but yeah, PhD sounds a lot harder, so the GPA requirement makes sense. Good luck. What year in school are you? If you're taking statics and dynamics right now, are you pretty early in your academics, or I'm not sure where statics and dynamics normally lands for aerospace? Because for me as civil, we did it like within our first year or two. I'd imagine aerospace is similar, but also I could see like physics and math being like the priority for aerospace. I'm only second year. Oh, okay, that makes sense then. Yeah, that's exciting. Well, as much as I'm sure you're busy, don't forget to enjoy your college years too. I feel like that's something that people say a lot, but I do know people who like rush through their programs and then kind of wish they like kind of lived a little bit more during college, but also like it's worth it to like grind and then kind of coast the last few years. I plan my life out a good 5 to 6 years. Normally it's helped me so much. That's good. I feel like I'm very bad at that, but like as I've gotten older and gotten a little bit better about looking to the future, yeah, it's definitely a helpful way to look at things. But as much as you plan stuff, also don't forget that sometimes things change and that's okay. Because one thing I have seen people do is like they plan for things and then as they like change their mind or life changes, they get kind of thrown into a frenzy and then it's kind of hard to recover. So don't be afraid of spontaneous changes. That is my wisdom to you. I'm not particularly wise, but yeah, like Kai's sister's like that, where she's big on planning things out. But I've seen her go into panic mode when things kind of get a little bit out of hand. So we're like, it's okay, take a breather. Sometimes planning is good. Sometimes it's good to let life happen. The hardest part is figuring out when to do which one. oh yeah, it freaks me out when stuff happens, but then I always make a better plan. I've learned to like tear apart my plans and remake them a bunch, so realistically I have like 5 plans. That's good. I feel like I have that mindset too, where it's like having lots of backup plans, and like in my head I always play out like what are all the things that could possibly go wrong, and then how will I address it. And now and then I still get a curveball even with that, but it's good to be quick on your toes and like flexible, I think. Yeah, being flexible is always helpful. Yeah. 18 units. Wow. I knew a kid who, I think we were in our second or third, I think second year. He just crammed in like 21 units. I don't know how he made it through that year. Okay.
You want to eat dinner?
Sure. Okay.
You don't have to. I can eat dinner by myself.
I can take a break and eat dinner.
Up to you.
I'm down for that. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, give me a minute. I'll come out in a second.
Ladies.
I have
downpipe
coinophobia, the fear of being mediocre. It's like absolutely my biggest fear, to just be on my deathbed and feel like I didn't do enough. I think a lot of people probably feel that way, I will admit, but it's okay. Sometimes, yeah, I think everyone probably just has different life mindsets. Like, some people fear being like lost to mediocrity. Other people are like, oh, what if I focus too much on that and then don't fully enjoy life? So yeah, everyone's goals are different. It sounds like you're a very ambitious individual, and I have faith that you'll make it far though. Let me get a few more leaves in. Okay, this still looks kind of... I don't want to do this. A lot to fill in still, but I feel like we're off to an okay start. I say that as if I haven't been working on this for a while, but okay, I am gonna take a break for dinner. Kai and I will eat together. I used to have a BRB screen set up, but I don't think I actually do. How do I want to do this? What I could do I still have that other animation on here? Don't think I do. Dang, I was gonna put on a little animation and use that as a BRB, but here, we'll go like this. I'll throw up the BRB timer. I am gonna probably take a longer break, but I will be back. We'll do 30 minutes. I think that should be plenty of time to eat, settle, and then come back. I don't think I usually do a big break like this in the middle of stream, but I think it'll be worth it. It also works very well with my absurdist mindset. Basically, life is meaningless, so might as well make the best of it. Turns it into a F it we ball ideology. That's fair, yeah. I think that's an interesting combination, but I think it works out. Oh my gosh, I just realized this lines up so that it looks like Kai's wearing the dress. What if I go like this? Now I'm wearing the dress. Oh, I can't go that far. I'll go like this. Where did I put that photo? There's too many things on my OBS. I don't know how to organize it. I'll just put this on the side for now. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna take a quick dinner break. Yeah, if anyone disappears in that time, I hope you have a good night. And if you're here when I come back, then I will see you when I come back. In the meantime, if you guys need food, you should get some food. If you guys need water, you should definitely drink some water. Even if you don't think you need water, you should probably drink water. Do what you gotta do. I'll do what I gotta do, and we will be back in 30. Haha. There's still a few seconds left on the timer, but I'm back. I had a good dinner. I don't know who else is still here, but yeah, I'm ready. We're ready to jump right back into it. Looking at this, I don't think it looks too terrible. It definitely needs some work, but I feel like what I have here is not bad so far. All right, 3, 2, 1, woohoo! Okay, let's get rid of that bad boy wherever it is. Okay, I'm gonna stick with the PNG still because I think the reference I have on my phone is a little better. Granted, I guess I could have taken some time to move it to the computer, but it's okay. We're being chillin'. I don't think Kai's super audible from here. I don't think the mic is picking him up, but yeah, he's about to play Fortnite. K-pop Demon Hunters really got him in a chokehold. Let's keep going. I like this kind of. Maybe that connects there. Perfect. That was totally intentional. That placement just worked out. Get that. Not cool though. There we go. Break time? I just took a 45-minute break and you're redeeming break time? Are you kidding? Okay, we're gonna do a 5-minute break and we'll just sit here and yap. Let's get this BRB. Go take a break. I had my opening. You were waiting for that. I know it. Okay, 5-minute break. I'm just gonna sit here and you know what? I'll just mute myself and I'll scroll on TikTok for 5 minutes. That's what I'm gonna do because I already used the bathroom. I ate my dinner. I just drank a whole bunch of water. So if you guys didn't do that in the last 45 minutes, go ahead and do that right now. I'm gonna scroll TikTok. Maybe I'll yap. Maybe I'll stay unmuted and scroll TikTok. Actually, I'm scared of what my TikTok would pull up. I'll just sit here and yap. And now that I say that, I cannot think of what I was gonna say before this. Let's see. Lead redeemed break time. I'm trying to work backwards in my brain. We talked about Fortnite. Kai tried to get me back into not back into. I was never into Fortnite, but there's that Lego mode, and I was watching him play that, and I was like, ooh, you can build houses, which I love doing. Like when I played Valheim, I loved building the fort. So I was like, maybe I'll download Fortnite just to build houses and Legos. I actually still have an unbuilt Lego set from, oh my gosh, it's almost been a year. It's from last Christmas. It's the little Animal Crossing set. If I would consider doing it on stream, but I don't know how to set up a hand cam. I know Kai's done it before, but I feel like it's a lot of work to put it somewhere close to my computer. Next to my pewter. You know that meme where it's like, oh, why sleep when my pewter has fun stuff in it? Or has fun inside it. That's what it is. I relate to that meme a lot. That and orange cat memes where they just have no thoughts. Cassie has moments like that. She has a tendency to turn around really fast and smack her head into things. I'm surprised she's not concussed. She probably is concussed. I don't know how you check for concussions in cats. Or her tunnel will be set up in our kitchen area, and she'll run full speed into it and then slam into the trash can. And she did that the other day. And then she came out of her tunnel and I was like, girl, that had to hurt. And not even 10 seconds later, she came around and she did it again. Does bro ever not BRB? This is your fault. You did this, Lee. You're so mean. Can you put a timer on it even if it's not redeemed? Or maybe I should just redeem it when I take a break and then it'll be an exception or there'll be a cooldown. That's what it is. Blaming me is crazy. The evidence is right there. You're so mean. I'm being bullied. This is next level bullying. There's people who bully the streamer by saying mean things, and then there's Lee redeeming break time right after I came back from a 45-minute break. I can't see anything. You're so right. It doesn't show up on the chat on the screen. Or it shows up on the like chat part, but not on the chat on my like stream space. I'm being bullied. This is terrible. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great, except for the fact that I came back from my break and was told to take another one. But you know, otherwise, doing great. We had a bunch of leftover stuff that we threw into like a hot pot thing that we've been eating for the last 3 days. You know, just reheating it and doing some at-home hot pot. But I think this is probably the last day we'll do that because we've been eating that for a while now, which is fine and dandy. But I think it's time to move on and do other things. It's time to see other dinner foods. Kai made some really yummy tri-tip the other day, though. That's still really good. My dad even called because we made some for my parents, and he called just to tell him how good it was. He was like, Kai, this meat, best thing in the world, basically. I may have paraphrased that, but he really liked it. You know what? I'm gonna put you in ad drip. Just kidding. I was like, I could squeeze in a 30-second ad right now as a punishment, but I won't because I'm pretty sure a lot of ads ran in the 45-minute. It should have been just one ad break, but it did 2 ad breaks in that time. Actually, maybe that makes sense. Is it every 30 minutes or every hour? I have it set to a pretty low setting, but I'm not sure how often it actually does it. Sometimes I feel like that doesn't actually like change anything. It probably does, but it probably feels all the same. What's this emote? Happy. I hope you're happy. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. No more breaks. No more breaks. Let's keep drawing. Alright, let's see. I feel like there's a few leaves over here too. Like this part just feels empty, so I'm just gonna add some by my own choice. Maybe I should put something just along the edge here. Maybe that's the play. Castle in the Sky is a good one. I remember watching it a lot as a kid, but like whenever I try to think back to like actually watching it when I was a kid, I cannot remember what language I watched it in. Cause like I definitely don't think I watched it in English, but if I watched it in Japanese, I would not have understood it. Which makes me wonder if I watched it in Chinese, but I feel like I heard the Chinese dub once like as an adult, and I was like, I definitely don't remember these voices either. So maybe I just watched it in Japanese and just like used context clues to figure out what they were saying. Sammy gotta play Silent Hill F Trust. It looks really interesting, and I feel like I would be down to watch people play, but I don't know much about it, and I get the vibe that I would be a little bit scared of it. And as much as I like horror movies and stuff, I don't think horror games are for me because at least in horror movies, things keep progressing even if you close your eyes or if you get scared. But if I'm playing a game and I can't progress because I'm trying to cover my eyes, then that's no fun for anyone, whether you're watching or you're playing with me. Like, it's just not a good time, I think. That should be a redeem, like a super, super expensive redeem as I play a scary game. Is Silent Hill F scary? I don't know anything about it. I keep wanting to watch though because it does look interesting and I keep getting recommended videos of it. But then I'm like, What if I do want to like watch someone play, but like kind of go into watching it blind, if that makes sense, and then I don't want spoilers? Because sometimes I like that. Like, you know how some people play games blind? I feel like I like watching people play games not knowing anything so that I can guess what happens. But then again, not have the commitment of having to make decisions and stuff. Don't have to worry about skill issue if your skills aren't the ones being used. Kai keeps saying he wants to play Silk Song too. I don't think he ever finished Fortnite. Hollow Knight. wrong night. I don't think he ever finished Hollow Knight, but he did mention that he was considering playing Silk Song. I'm trying to think what we'll play because we leave for our honeymoon towards the end of the month, and we're gonna be on an airplane for a very long time. Probably the longest I've ever been on an airplane. So I'm like, what should I bring to do? Most likely I will bring my iPad, draw probably bring my Switch, maybe play Animal Crossing or something. I haven't played Animal Crossing in a while, but I was considering getting back into it because one of our friends from college, she's still working on it actually, but she, as a wedding gift, she was like, oh, I'm gonna 3D print your Animal Crossing characters, but like in your wedding clothes. And I'm like, that sounds cute as hell. I was in a VC with a friend and they were telling me something as I heard an enemy, and out of nowhere I said, I hear your dumbass, get over, or I hear you dumbass, get over here. I'm gonna beat ya, and scared him. Out of context stuff. I can't redeem break time on the plane. True. The plane is basically gonna be a really long break. I am excited though. Honeymoon means I will not be working, and time off work is always nice. I feel like I took so much time off, but like not even for like vacations and stuff necessarily. I mean, like kind of, because quite a bit of that time was for my siblings' graduations. But yeah, I don't know. That and like the wedding, that's what it was. I don't know if the mic picked that up, but Kai's having a time. I will say that. Sounds it was picked up. What was your favorite Halloween costume you went as? Favorite Halloween costume. The most common one that I did as a kid was a witch. I think there was like a 3 or 4 year period where like I always went as a witch. One of my favorites, my mom had one that I really liked that she actually made. It was basically like a homemade costume, but it was like an M&M bag that was like fun. It just said like fun-sized M&Ms or something. I felt like I liked that one partially because it was like, you know, homemade and it was kind of clever, I think. So that is definitely up there. What else was there? I feel like I can't remember many Halloween costumes I did other than that, because like I don't know, the witch was easy because we always had like witch hats lying around, and we had this like white hair spray thing, like hair paint. So then I would have like grayish hair. I say grayish because my hair is black, so spraying white paint on it just made it gray. Yeah. I really like. I didn't really wear it for like a full Halloween, but you know those ones that you wear like it's like a dinosaur or something, or like an alien, and then it looks like you're being abducted by the alien. I think those ones are fun. People always comment on it, and they're like, wow. Especially like older folk, because nowadays I think with like the younger generation, it's not unseen. Like people are like, oh yeah, I've seen that around. But to this day, there's still like a lot of boomers out there who are like, oh wow, I've never seen anything like that. And I'm like, wow, you must not be on the internet. Man, this music makes me want to play Animal Crossing. It's like it's Animal Crossing music. Who would have thunk? I'm just like filling in space now, which is like pretty much the idea here, but yeah. How's dinner? It was good. It was, yeah, it was leftovers, but it was good leftovers. And most importantly, I got to hang out with Kai. His Gundam event it went pretty quickly. There wasn't a whole lot of people there today, but I know usually there's more. So it went quickly. He played 2 rounds and he won one of them. I think Cassie might be at the door, but I'll check that in a second. She doesn't want to hang out with Kai? Yeah, we chatted about that. Mostly that. Talked about how my stream was going. Said I was having a good time, but I was like, I want to get back. Ads. All right, I'm gonna head out. Good night. Good night, Lee. Thanks for stopping by, and thank you for subjecting me to way too many breaks. I guess while the ad break's going, give me like 2 seconds to open the door for Cassie, because I think she wants to hang out with me. Alright, I'm back. Man, the ads are ruthless. I know I say it every time, but I still want to make little like channel ads. Not like actually interrupting ones, but just like a cute little side thing. Scrolling on the side of the screen or whatever. I think it would be funny. Or funny, cool, cute, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I think they'd be neat. Into these like bottom ones. Little leaves here. You know what I haven't played in a minute? TFT. There's only been one set that I didn't play at least once. Granted, I'm not like huge on TFT, but I feel like it's like fun to peek at now and then. Ad break ends. Oh, is everyone back? Have the ads released yet? Maybe. Ads are wrapping up. Are you free? Can you hear me? Is anybody there? Thank you for sitting tight through ads. I know they kind of are a pain in the butt, but I said but. It really is appreciated though, and for those who don't have to go through ads, you can point and laugh. Just kidding, don't do that. Nice pretty leaves. I gotta find more stream music, I think. Unless you guys think this mix is okay. The playlist isn't particularly long, but I know sometimes I go a little bit longer than it, so it kind of just cycles through. I could switch to my Animal Crossing only one. I know there's a lot of like stream-friendly lo-fi channels too. Apparently one of my old roommates got married this last weekend too, from what it seems like. Which we didn't find out from social media. Kai actually happened to notice in her Venmo charges. We're like, oh, what a coincidence. Hope she's doing well. Seems like she's doing well. She and her partner are both, she was never huge on social media, and I think same with her partner, so hard to get updates. Her mom is relatively active on Facebook, so now and then I see stuff from her. Yeah, her mom was our landlord too, so yeah. Okay. Man, spending all this time on details that are gonna be itty bitty. Whatever. have no luck in TCG Pocket. Me too. I feel like I've been getting not only dupes, but like duplicates that I had like from the early sets. It sucks that they don't count towards the sets that, like the old set, that just counts as its own thing. Especially when they advertised it as like, oh, you can finally like get all the ones that you're missing. But it's like, nope, they're still gonna count as missing. It makes me curious, like, if there's a way to tell when you're trading then, though. Like, which set it comes from. Because if I'm trying to trade to complete things, then it's like, it makes a difference if it came from the limited time pack versus the OG pack, and there's no real way to show it. I do have this random friend. He plays in French, so when he's been trading me a lot lately, so I've been getting a whole bunch of French cards. And I have a binder in TCG Pocket called Mr. Worldwide, and it has all my foreign cards, except that binder's almost full. So if he trades me one more time, then like, you know, that's one more French card to add to the binder. And then yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should start sorting it by which language it's in, like have all the Japanese cards in one and the French ones in another. I don't know. I didn't even realize he was French till the first trade he made, and I don't know if like maybe he doesn't have as many English playing friends either, because he consistently sends me trade offers. And I'm like, sure, I don't mind. I'm filling out the cards that I need, and I'm getting French cards. Thinking maybe I will send this to myself and add it to the stream, and then I can switch back to the model. I might do that. I'll put that here. It'll be really quick. You know what else I realized? When I threw up this picture on stream, that was probably the first time I showed my face on stream intentionally. So if that was a jump scare, oops. But my face exists on all my other social media, and I posted this on my Twitter, so it's not like it's a huge secret, but I realized I didn't really preface it when I added it. I just, you know, went for it. Let's see. Download this. Can I crop it here actually? Nope, I'll just crop it on the stream. That's fine. I feel like this picture is a better picture of the dress. Oh my gosh, it's so big. Hold on. Ugh, jump scare. Okay, how do I crop it? We don't need to see. I look really awkward here. I look awkward most of the time, but here, we're just gonna look at the details here. Face reveal. Totally. It totally has never, within the first like week of streaming, I accidentally showed my face like twice. And it was because my sister kept calling me. And I didn't realize that like it what do you call it? FaceTime doesn't really what do you call it? It goes through do not disturb. It overrides it. And so I was like, I learned that the hard way. And so now, in addition to like turning off all the settings that like I guess come with that issue, I put tape over the camera. Which is funny because I haven't had that issue since then. But yeah, pretty much like a face reveal. Here, I'll just move this here so it's nice and big so I can see it. I'll just work on this half of the iPad. This probably looks so weird. I'll look back at this later and be like, damn, this setup is awful. Why didn't I just use the reference feature within here? I'm silly. Whatever. Now you guys can see it too. It's totally on purpose. Honestly, there's no like system to what I'm doing either. I'm just filling in space with patterns that I see in the picture. Whatever my eyes land on first, that's what pattern I'm doing along the lines. Maybe some of those should be leaves. Or like more like is it weird to mix and match? It's fine. There are a few little flowers. Most of it's going downward though. Oh wait, I forgot the whole point was I wanted to switch back to my model. Even though it'll probably lag out a bunch anyways, but it's okay. We'll let it do its thing. There's a few things I think I'll work on the airplane. One is a kind of secret project, and the other will be full Sammy model. I think that's like nearing completion anyways, but yeah, I want to have it ready so that when I come back I can like rig it, and then hopefully I'll have it ready by December, because that is what I told myself I would do, and time is flying by. Should I rig the model on stream? I don't know. I'm debating. Or I could make it a co-working stream and I'll rig it but just not show you guys. That is also an option. I like my nails in the picture. You can only see like 3 of them, but got my nails did. I like never do my nails. So I'm trying to figure out what I do with them now, because like last time, like after the bridal shower, I took them off myself. I don't know if I should get them off professionally, but then like I'm like, do I do that sooner rather than later so my nails can heal, or should I just do it at the same time that like if I like get it painted or something, like if I get it painted, do like a regular manicure, then I would probably want to do that closer to the honeymoon. But alternatively, I'm like, I feel like I should let my nails heal before I paint it again. And I don't know much about nail stuff to know which is the better option. There's probably an obvious answer. I do not know. Or should I like try to take it off at home again and then just go in and be like, hey, can you paint my nails all nice? Or I just do everything at home. I just take it off at home, let it heal, and then I paint it by myself at home. Or I could do that, and if it goes really wrong, then I can go and be like, hey, can you help me paint my nails? But like, I don't think it needs to be all that fancy. Like, it's a honeymoon, and like everyone's like, oh, you should take nice pictures with like the rings and your hands and stuff like that. But I'm like, my nails don't have to be that fancy, right? No pictures. True. What happens in honeymoon stays in honeymoon. Super secret mission. Because, like, I'm totally fine with just, like, you know, whatever. Take a few pictures, but mostly just enjoy it. But also, like, pictures are nice. Because I'm hoping it's really pretty. Bank account hurting after the wedding, though, I will say. Like, what do you mean people throw a wedding and then go right on their honeymoon and aren't broke? Unheard of. I feel like maybe this one can be brought in a little bit. Good thing this happened to be separate. pretty. Thank you. I've been spending most of this time just kind of throwing. Oh my god. Kai is playing Fortnite. Um, Maybe I should just make it a game. Every time Kai screams on stream, we guess what he's doing. Raging? Yes, sir. He is definitely raging. Yeah, I've just been throwing a bunch of stuff on here. I'll admit, early on I was not sure if this would turn out very well, but it's coming along-ish. Yeah. We should have a jar, honestly, yeah. It's so unfair, and it gets filled whenever he screams. I did start a counter. If you go, let's see. I think someone did this earlier. Exclamation mark Kai sound. There we go. I don't know when I started that counter, and I definitely don't think it's super accurate, but yeah. Hello, edible teddy bear. Hello, brie crackers, and hello, Takumi Ow. Oh, I just realized that was Kai that said it's so unfair. How are you guys? Yeah, I'm just being chillin' here. Just trying to draw this dress. I feel like I spent this whole time just on this stuff and drawing the hands. Yeah, they kind of looking like hands. I might fix that later. I don't know. Looks good enough for now. It's so pretty. Thank you. Yeah, it's a pretty dress, but also I'm like details, which I knew pretty early on that I would probably try to draw it at some point. So I knew I was setting myself up for all of this. And now is the time. Our live painter probably is also like, man, such a detailed dress. She probably really enjoys the simpler dresses. Kai honey, thanks for the invite for Fortnite. Oh yeah, B said he wanted to play Fortnite with you. Which I did tell him, for the record, so it's not my fault. I told him you wanted to play Fortnite. I don't even know if he's listening. Is he playing Fortnite right now, or is he playing League right now? I know he pulled up TFT at some point, but I wasn't sure which one he was playing. Whatever it is making him angry. Not like actual angry. If it was actual angry, I think he would just quit. He's a rage quitter. Not usually. Well, sometimes. He's offline League. Fortnite. Ah. Are you winning, son? Probably not. If he's making those noises, he's probably not winning. Count. Da-da-da. Kai sound. Ho 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 ho. Someone gave me that idea for the counter like midstream one time, and I literally spent like five to 10 minutes just setting that up while I was streaming. Maybe we should make it like a monthly thing. How many times has he been heard this month? Although I don't think I stream often enough for it to get very high each month. If I get back to being a little more consistent, then that would maybe like 1 or 2 streams a week. But then that's only a few streams to gather up all his noises. If you want to play Get On, I assume that's at Viet Beast. Or at anyone. Is this an open invite to anybody for Fortnite? Add Kai Hane on Fortnite. I don't even know how to add people on Fortnite. I played like briefly on mobile when it came out. No, actually no, I did play on the computer. I played on my laptop with Kai. I think. Or was I playing on my phone? I can't remember. I just remember shooting trees when I should have been shooting people. Yeah, Kai's a big Zoe fan, but he is not a fan of Zoe in the game, because in Fortnite, I guess her forehead is bigger than Kai anticipated. I don't think it looks that bad. Oh, but I did see that Mira if you play on the Switch, Mira looks like really bad. like not fully rendered. But it's only Mira. Like the other two look normal. You're at the gym. Good job. I'm scared of going to the gym. I don't like being perceived. I feel like people would like silently judge me. Although we did go to, because our apartment has like a gym. Kai and I went a couple times to practice our first dance before the wedding. And the first time no one was there. The second time we were just about to start when someone came in, and then we both got shy. So as soon as he came in from his perspective, like the other guy's perspective, Kai and I were just standing there holding hands. And then he came in, and then we immediately just let go and started grabbing our stuff. And he's like, "Oh, are you finishing work? Are you working out in here?" And we're like, "Oh no, we're just finishing up." But in reality, we'd been there like 2 minutes maybe. Other than that, we practiced at a park nearby, like near where we live. And the only people around were like people going on like jogs and stuff in the morning. So we would go like before work. Except Kai would also get shy at that too. Like someone would walk by and he'd immediately just like be completely distracted, kind of sort of still dancing, but like mostly just kind of, yeah. He was like, "People are watching," and I was like, people are gonna be watching our actual first dance, right? And he was like, "Yeah, but that's different." Which, to be fair, it is. Like people who are there expecting you to do your first dance versus like people at the park who are like, "What are these two people doing dancing in the middle of the park?" It was fun though. Yeah, we did Leve's Bewitched, and that was her last album. And her current album, I was watching an interview with her where she talked about like all the Easter eggs that she puts in her music. Because her first album was Everything I Know About Love. And then in Bewitched, there's a line that says, oh, poo-poo, ad break. I always miss the timer for that. But there's a line that's like, oh, I didn't know so much about love at all. And that's a line in Bewitched. And then there's a more subtle Easter egg in Too Little Too Late on her current album, where that song is more about like heartbreak and like not chasing the man of your dreams kind of thing. But in the line about like toast outside your wedding day, like right after that she puts in the melody of Bewitched, kind of like an implication that Bewitched is the wedding song. And I didn't see that interview until after the wedding, and I was like, oh, that's so crazy, because Bewitched was our wedding song. So now every time I hear Bewitched, I'm like, I have to play Too Little Too Late right after for the full emotional damage. Because like in Bewitched, obviously it's like this magical, like optimistic song, and then in Too Little Too Late you hear that same melody but in a much like more like sad, regretful way, and I'm like, wow, that was so well done. I don't know much about music. I didn't study music. I never, I don't know much about music, but I quite enjoyed what she did with that. I think it's clever beyond my understanding, but I still recognize that it's clever and I like it. I made a post on TikTok too, not my art one, but like just like my personal TikTok with like 20 followers, about like how there's a stigma of men who listen to Leve being performative. And I made a TikTok about like, oh, people say that, but like my partner's the one that likes Leve. Like Kai was the one who, I like Leve, but Kai is the big Leve fan. I have grown to appreciate her a lot more, but it didn't start with me. Like my first exposure to her was literally TikTok, like her and Yunya. Mostly Yunya, honestly. So, yeah, I made a TikTok about that, and like a lot of people came in agreeing with me. They're like, yeah, my boyfriend is the one who listens to Levare, or I only had a few people who were like, oh, yeah, one guy was like, denial is a river in Egypt, and then people are like, no, men can't listen to Levare, but I think that's stupid. I think anyone can listen to Levare. The performative man thing came out of nowhere though. Like San Francisco had a whole You're welcome, Chatty dude. Welcome back from ads. Sorry about that. I feel like the ads, whenever I'm like, I don't know, sometimes it feels like the ads are pretty like spread out, and other times it feels like they're just constant. Make that bag, honestly, yeah. I'm gonna run ads every 10 minutes. Just kidding. That would be awful. Fastest way to get everyone to stop watching your channel. Or like, I feel like because my streams tend to be just kind of chilling here relatively quietly, I feel like if you fall asleep to a stream like this and then you get hit with like a really loud ad, then it's like immediate anger. I always worry that like if I'm being really quiet and all of a sudden Kai comes in out of nowhere and just starts screaming, that people are like, nope, turning it off. But on the other hand, I feel like Kai's very amusing. So it's like a little comedy sketch in the middle of a otherwise quiet stream. Kai is the problem. Depends on what you're here for, I guess. I also feel like a lot of people who watch me are people who watched Kai when he did stream. He hasn't streamed in quite a while though. But that's okay. He tried it, and I think he's gravitating away from it a bit, and that is a-okay. You know who streams I miss? Vanilla Mochi. He has Kai's capture card too. I was debating trying to stream Animal Crossing because I thought it would be fun to get back into it. But I can't because I don't have the capture card. Gotta steal it back. Except we're about to go on honeymoon anyway, so maybe after. Maybe I'll get back into Animal Crossing on the plane. Actually, can I play that on the plane? I think I can, right? I don't know. Like, you don't have to be connected to the internet to play Animal Crossing, right? I'll stream from Kai's account while you're gone. Heck yeah! Brie Cracker's streaming debut. That would be so funny. Who is this? Your worst nightmare. I can't even think of what Kai used to stream. No internet needed. Okay, cool. Maybe I will play that on the plane then. I turned on my Switch briefly the other day because of the friend who wanted to do a wedding gift kind of based on our Animal Crossing characters. But other than that, I don't think I've touched it in a long time. I don't know how long. When does the new Pokemon game come out? Because I think Kai mentioned maybe he would play that around then. I feel like it overlapped with our honeymoon, which I think I remember because normally it comes out like really close to Kai's birthday, but this year it's different. Pokemon is in a week plus 1 day poggers. Ooh, wow, that flew by. I feel like I kept thinking like, oh, it's still like a month or two away, but I just realized it's October already. Oh, that's exciting. So much hype around Malamar too. I didn't even realize which one Malamar was when they were like teasing. Was it Mega Malamar? I was like, maybe they just made too much Malamar merch accidentally and needed to generate some hype. It worked though, because apparently a bunch of there was a spike in Malamar sales after that, like, I don't know, that trailer, that promo video came out. People are starting to figure out their Thanksgiving flights in my family too, like when they're flying back. So Kai's cousin was like, "Oh, can I stay over at your place leading up to Thanksgiving?" Which he did last year too. We're like, "Yeah, sure, of course." And then I was like, "Oh, when are my siblings coming back?" So I was checking her like shared calendar, and my sisters come back on the same day, but my brother didn't have anything on there. So I was like, "Oh, hey, when are you coming back for Thanksgiving?" He's like, I don't know. I haven't looked at flights yet." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you should probably do that soon." Because he's coming from the East Coast. I mean, there's still technically time, but should probably do that soon because everyone's going to be flying around Thanksgiving. They're going to be so expensive. Yeah. And we told him that too. We were like, "You should book it soon." But I think it's his first time where he's like having to do it himself, because normally our sister does it for both herself and him. Thanksgiving is one of the most expensive times to fly. I believe it, because it's like the beginning of like all the holiday stuff. So some people just come in once and then just stay through all of it. Yeah, my brother's learning all this stuff the hard way, unfortunately, even though we tell him. But he's a selective listener, I think. Even last time he came home, luckily our sister was with him because they were on the train on the way to the airport when he realized he forgot his real ID. And so they had to go back, and they barely made it in time for their original boarding time. And luckily the flight got pushed back just a little bit, because otherwise they would have been like halfway into boarding by the time they got there. They just have to get burned a little. Yeah, exactly. Some things you gotta learn the hard way. There was that incident with his real ID, and there was before that when he went out there for school. What was it? He forgot his whole backpack. And it's like, dude, you're going for school. How'd you forget your school stuff? To be fair, he had it all packed. He just put it down to use the bathroom or something before he left the house, and then forgot to pick it back up. So it was almost on time. Or almost on time. It almost made it. It was also lucky that my sister was going back again before school started, because I think that was around when the bridal shower was. So she went back to New York for something. I think she had like a dance thing. And then she came back out to us, got the backpack, and took care of some other stuff at home, and then went back again. I heard Kai say something about a cheat code. He's a cheater. Not like that, though. A Fortnite cheater, assuming he's playing Fortnite. This doesn't need to take up that whole screen anymore. Where should I put it? I'll put it right here. Just a whole bunch of dress pictures. I feel like some of these should still like cross and stuff. like once we shade it, it'll probably be a little different, but I don't think I want to worry about it yet. Whoops, I did not mean to delete it. I'll just leave it like this for now, and we will take it one step at a time. I think some of these should be longer than some of these. What the heck? It was so hot yesterday. What do you mean? I think it's raining. I just heard like the tapping on the window and it's definitely wet. I mean, it should be colder because it's October, but at the same time, like, I don't know. The weather's been really weird these last several years. This next generation is gonna be like, oh yeah, October's a really warm month and it's gonna be really odd to everyone. At what point do you think, like, we as a society will just accept that the seasons have shifted? Like, we'll just redefine the first day of fall and everything, because it definitely feels like we're getting there. Do you think the school schedule would shift too? Because the original school schedule of like starting school in September was largely based on like farming seasons and stuff, which I know isn't like super important anymore, but like, do you think they would shift it so that like summer break would still be like the hot months? Or do you think they'd just keep it and be like, yeah, it's cold in the summer now. We're rapidly approaching a single season. Yeah. it's just year round. I mean, I will say in the Bay, it's not like it's not like the temperature fluctuates a whole lot. But yeah, it does feel like the seasons have a lot less meaning lately. Like, it's just a check the weather every day kind of vibe. This is a late summer. Yeah, technically fall started like a few weeks or probably almost a month ago now, I think. When was, let me see, first day of fall. First day of fall was September 22nd. So yeah, we're several weeks into fall, but it's still been so warm. SoCal is one season, yeah. Yay, global warming. Oh man. We're screwed. I remember in, I think 6th grade, we had some high schoolers come into the class and they were like, oh yeah, the world's gonna be like the world's gonna end by 2015 because of global warming. And I was so scared about that. And my parents got mad at me for thinking that. They're like, oh, they were lying. Don't get me wrong though. We live in a scary time. Global warming is a scary thing. Although if you're in America, there's a lot of scary things. Like all the plane crashes since the government shut down. We're still in that shutdown, right? I didn't hear anything otherwise. I think Italy also is in the middle of a government shutdown. I don't know why though. News is just a constant shit show. True. There's like, I like, now and then I like going out of my way to find those channels that are like, or there's like pages that are like, oh, here's some good news for your feed. And for a long time I was like, this is so corny. And lately I'm like, you know what? I'm in the mood for some good news. And it'll be like cute animal news or something. Like earlier, there was a zoo that posted, this wasn't news, but it was a 1-year-old penguin dancing in bubbles and stuff. Like they were having a bubble party, and the penguin was so happy, and it was just like running around, chasing the bubbles, and it was the cutest thing. And all the adult penguins were just watching it. And I was like, man, I want to be as carefree as that 1-year-old penguin. I love bubbles. Wow, it got a lot later than I realized. Been streaming for so long. Granted, almost like an hour of that was me eating dinner though. Like 45 minutes. Who's counting though? I used to check Facebook every morning in college, and there were 2 pages I specifically wanted to see. A different smile drawn by me every day, and the same picture of Kirby every day. I love those where it's like, oh, same picture every day. Or like, what was it? People would pick a movie or something and be like, oh, 1 frame of like the SpongeBob movie every day or something like that. That's the kind of happy posting we need. True. Or like those like daily cat posting or daily whatever stuff. You know what else I used to follow a lot in college was like Humans of New York, where they would just like, that was like the OG like on the street interviews. I don't know about OG, but like nowadays you have so many TikTok influencers doing pretty much the same thing. I don't think Humans of New York, maybe Humans of New York has been posting still and I just haven't seen it because I feel like I haven't used Facebook regularly in a while. But I thought of it recently because my high school had a Humans of XYZ High School, or what does Vanilla Mochi call it? He has a name, Blue Moon High School. It was Humans of Blue Moon High School, and the page has been inactive since 2018. And then randomly, literally the other day, I saw a post from them, and I guess they decided to pick it back up because they've been posting every day again. Subtle Asian traits, oh my gosh, yeah. You know who was surprisingly not like super active on that page, but like more active than I expected, was my mom and her sister. I didn't realize they were like actively contributing posts to Subtle Asian Traits now and then. And I found out my mom would post things to it because one year I got her something for Christmas. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I think it was from like a small like local business, and they had like kind of like Chinese food themed stuff. So I got her something. I think it was like a little book or something. And she was like, "Oh, this is so cool, thanks." And I was like, "Oh, awesome, she liked it." And then next thing I know, I check subtle Asian traits, and there's a post from her that's like, "Oh, my daughter got me a present, but the Asian mom in me was like, oh my gosh, there's so much packaging. It's so wasteful." I was like, dang, that's what she thought of it. Tell me how you really feel. I don't remember if I confronted her about it. I think I just texted my sisters about it, and I was like, dang, mom's talking about me on subtle Asian traits. Yeah, or my aunt had posted once about, it was like a really old story though, because it was, so she posted something about her daughters, like when they first went to her now husband's house for the holidays. And mind you, her daughters are older than I am, and we were already like teenagers at this point, but she was talking about like, oh yeah, when my girls were little, we went over to my white husband's house for the holidays, and then one of his siblings asked them to beat a few eggs, and they were like, oh, where are your chopsticks? Which I will admit is a funny story, but it was so random for her to bring it up and be like, oh yeah, here's a funny story from long ago. I mean, it was nice though, because I'm like, yeah, it's something that is enjoyed by all ages. But man, I'm still a little butthurt that my mom was talking about me like that. Not actually, I actually thought it was really funny. Maybe I'll ask her about it, because I really don't remember if I confronted her about it and was like, hey, you're posting about me on subtle Asian traits. Fair though, yeah. Honestly, I don't even think it was like actually that much packaging. It was like, because it was like one bag, and then like it like came with individual like a separate plastic wrapping. So it was like that plus like regular wrapping. Like I didn't even wrap it any extra. I just gave it to her the way I ordered it. But she was like, oh, it was so much extra packaging, and I'm like, oh, sorry, I guess. Like if anything, I might have put a like gift tag on it, say like, oh, to mom from Sam. That was it. That was all I added. The rest of it was just all the wasteful packaging that it came with. Not my fault. Okay, I feel like I want to add something else here because it feels empty. Yeah, I'll just do something like that. You can crisscross, it's fun. You should have just given her the next gift bear. Honestly, yeah. Out of the packaging, no wrapping. Yeah, here it is. No gift wrap for you. I think by the next Christmas I had probably forgotten about it. But I do like remember it now and then. Just as a hee hee ha ha. Is this good enough? This might be good enough. Here, I'll do one more just to fill this space. Cool. I think this is like decently solid. Maybe as I color everything else, I'll tweak it a bit. But oh wait, I need to do the sleeves. Ah. But like for the main part, I think that's pretty not bad. Okay, maybe I'll stop there actually. Yeah, I think I'm getting a little bit tired. That was not bad. I've been live for 4 hours. That's crazy. Last time I did that, my stomach hurt, and then, yeah, I was like, never again. But here I am. Granted, I took a fat break, so I guess that helped. So it was basically like 3.5 hours. Not even. Because I took another short break before that. We all deserve breaks. True that. ... What? What ... What is that supposed to mean? It's not my fault you were gone for the first half of the stream. Anyways, let's see. Should we raid someone who's live? I don't think any of the usual people that I raid into are live. Let's see. Are you? Let me double check to see if they're just starting. Oh, he's finishing up too. Oh, he started 4 hours ago too. He started at the same time as me. Okay, well, he's ending his stream. How about you? Here's someone playing Minecraft. How long? Oh my gosh, she's been streaming for 9 hours. But it seems like she's still going. Oh, they're debating. Oh wait, no. Should we raid them? Should we raid someone playing Minecraft? I haven't watched her in a while. I think I've only watched her like once or twice. Let's do it. We're gonna raid Luxy. I think she goes by Lux. I can't remember. I've only watched her a few times, but I remember enjoying hanging out in her streams. So let's do that. Okay, thank you guys for hanging out. Let me send some raid message. Okay, let me slow down because I feel like I always forget to do something. Okay, search. Okay, raid Luxy. Okay. Thank you guys for hanging out. The children crave the mines real. All right, I'll send some raid messages if you guys wanna send anything. If not, that is okay too. Some people like it. Some people like to just kind of lurk, and that is a-okay. But yeah, thank you. Maybe I'll stream again tomorrow. Maybe I won't. We will see how I'm feeling after work. If not, thank you. Bye bye. Oh wait, let me turn this off. Bye bye.